We're told that marrying rich is the ultimate safety net. But after 20 years as a lawyer, I can tell you marrying rich can actually leave you more vulnerable at divorce. Let's start with the obvious one, prenups. A prenup can be fair, but many aren't, especially if you didn't negotiate terms that protect you in the event of divorce. The most common prenup, the old school one, often says, "What's mine stays mine." So if it doesn't include spousal support, property division, or a clear payout at divorce, it's a problem. The good news is, if you do it right, you can create a prenup that protects their premarital family wealth, but also ensures that in the event of separation, you're not left with nothing. When you marry into wealth, it's easy to assume the financial future is secure. Maybe you stay home with the kids, maybe you stop contributing to retirement, but if you didn't build anything of your own or jointly, you could be left starting from scratch. And courts don't always equalize things after the fact. And the house you lived in, that might not actually be yours. If the home was bought before marriage or paid for during the marriage with separate funds, like your spouse's inheritance or money from a premarital venture, it's often not considered marital property. That means even if your kids were raised there, even if you managed the household, paid bills associated with it, you may have no legal right at divorce. I had one client who lived in a multi-million-dollar home for 18 years, and she left with no claim to the house. It had been inherited and paid off before marriage and never retitled jointly. Living in luxury doesn't mean owning it. Also, that lifestyle that you may have gotten used to, it's not guaranteed at divorce. Yes, courts consider standard of living, but they also look at what's reasonable and what each person can earn. And remember, family wealth usually stays in the family. Unless it was commingled, used for a joint purchase, mixed into a shared account, you likely have no claim to it. And trusts, inheritance, and family gifts are usually protected as separate property, even if there's no prenup. So if you were banking on that money trickling down at divorce, you may be out of luck. Child support might not keep you in the same neighborhood. We all assume child support will maintain the same standard of living for the kids, but in most states, it's based on income formulas, and it often has caps. Marrying rich might give you access to a lifestyle, but unless you're building your own foundation, it won't guarantee a soft landing.